Now that is a hell of a lot of singing, but I mean it is all worth it after a 3-0 win today after Burton Albion. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fans React post-match reaction stream. As always, joined with my good friend Dan Humphrey. What is your reaction to that game then?
Wow, what a game. Brilliant performance. From start to finish, I thought we controlled the game all over them. Obviously, changed the formation. When I first saw the lineup, I was thinking, "Oh, I don't know about this." Jake Vokins, a few changes, but we soon settled into the game, and I thought our defense was quality today. Especially Sanderson, McLaughlin on 09, those three. I mean, they won everything in the air, and three very very good finishes. So obviously started off with the Lebetter move. Great. I don't know if that was practice, but it was nice. Another assist from McGeady. Nice finish on the edge of the box. Gooch again, I thought. To be fair to Gooch, I thought he had a really good game today. I mean, I'm not normally his biggest fan. I don't think it's bad, but I thought he was poor last game against Lincoln. But today I thought he was brilliant. And obviously another great finish, top corner, off the bar. Beautiful stuff, weak foot as well. He loves a cheeky little left foot finish. And then Wyke again. I mean, will he ever stop scoring? I have to pinch myself every time I see it because it just keeps him going. I think surely it's Charlie White, man. He's got to stop scoring soon, but he just keeps going and going. And today he proved like it's not just headers as well. He can put the ball in the back of the net with his feet. So yeah, a brilliant performance. 3-0, clean sheet as well. Good fair play to Lee Burge. He gets a bit of criticism from everyone, including myself. But today made the saves that was needed. Made a few very good saves. And yeah, brilliant performance really. You can't really complain too much, I don't think. I thought Lee Johnson got it spot on, using the players we had and the tactics. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a great weekend. I feel after that result.
Yeah, we're going to games now, just expecting almost Charlie White to score. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I went into the game and I was just like, well, I know Charlie White's going to get a goal today. Even before I said we're going to win 3-0. So well done, Matthew, for getting the the score prediction right. Thank you very much. I said Charlie White will score 3, but obviously he didn't score 3. But I was still confident that he was going to score, and he did. It was a very well taken goal. We did have quite a few opportunities just towards the end of the match. Chris Maguire had that shot, try and make it 4-0. But yeah, it was a well-taken goal. Jordan Jones had that shot. And also, just before Wyke's goal, Jordan Jones had the shot, saved by the keeper, straight out to Wyke. And then Wyke came in and he hit it, and it just hit the post, and he was quite unlucky there. But in the end, got his goal. He's up to, 18 in the League One season now? 18, which is incredible. We would have never have seen that coming. But yeah, it was a fantastic game, wasn't it? And it was just it's just what you want to see. I'll just include the live chat quickly.
Who's on?
Ethan Dixon, Charlie Wyke, Charlie Wyke. Nah. Excellent. It's great to see you, Ethan, on there. Leadell, all right, lads, nice 3-0 win. Gooch was good, and O'Brien. Right, Dan, that's our reaction. We'll now find out some of the other fans' reactions as we'll add them in now. Stephen Nesbitt, Graham. Stephen, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
What did you think of the game today?
Well, excellent. Yeah. And we've controlled the game for the most part. Yeah. And very good goals. What more could you ask for? And makeshift defence. I mean, the only troubled us a few times, and most of the time we're in control, weren't we? So, and the other one is Jones. I mean, Jones was a level above, I thought, when he came on. I think he's a man that should have more game time, definitely.
Yeah. I think he was trying to get on the game on Wednesday, wasn't he? But he never got on. But yeah, he did quite well when he got on today. Graham, we'll come to you. Your immediate reaction to the Burton 0, Sunderland 3.
I think it was all round. It was a good game. I think we played really well. take nothing away from Sunderland, but Burton weren't great by any means. They started with this really high press game. They were doing that stuff that we talk about, Matthew, that short ball from the back,
Yeah.
and they land themselves in all kinds of bother with
Your
it.
favourite.
Yeah, our favourite, and they played like a really high press for a lot of the game, and we were better than they were. Right from the get go, from goal 1 in the 6th minute, we just didn't look like we were going to get beat. I'm happy to say that after being a bit critical while watching the pre-match one, I honestly think Burton's had a good game today. I think he played really well. Stephen's already mentioned Jordan Jones. When Jordan Jones come on, honestly, he's literally a football. He's not yet to play League One football without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan, we'll come to you for your just immediate first reaction. Obviously, you did the watch along with Sean as well, so you can tell us how you found that as well.
Well, I found that good. It's great to be on the stream. Obviously, it's the first one I've done. And definitely the game was great. It was fun to watch. We had some great goals. I think Vaughan's played a lot better than the first few games that he has played. So that's an improvement. I do think that the goals that Gooch and Ledbetter did score, great goals. But overall, I think it was just a great game to watch. And if we keep playing like that, then we're going to do great in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I just want to ask as well, when the starting 11 came out today, we all saw it. I think it wasn't quite what we were expecting. First of all, Graham, we'll ask you, what was your sort of initial reaction when the team was released?
I gotta say, I was a bit surprised, especially with the three at the back. Take nothing away from O'Nien, but he is likely to get booked being a defender. And of course, again, it happened today, and it happened earlier on in the game, and that puts more pressure on you. And as I said before, I was a bit hesitant about Vaughan's getting the start, but I just think genuinely it worked really well. I think Gooch had a fantastic game playing like that right wing back, and I thought the ball come to him a lot. I was a bit unsure about O'Brien, if I'm honest, because I'm not really a big fan of his. I think he's, he comes with some good credentials, but I just think at times he's a bit. Well, he doesn't want to get the kit dirty. I mentioned that, before the game. He doesn't like getting his shirt or his shorts dirty. His mum must charge him for the bill for washing his clothes or something. But he had a decent game today, as well as getting shoved over the advertising hoardings.
That was clever.
I honestly thought he was going to stick the nut on him, if I'm honest.
I thought. Yeah.
I honestly thought he were going to batter him in some way, shape, or form, but it didn't quite come like that.
It was nice to see O'Brien get a bit more stuck in, though, wasn't it? Because as you say, like, he's a player who doesn't really want to get his kit dirty, but I think now he's shaved his head, he's grown a bit of a beard, and he's starting to get stuck in.
Max Power.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
going for the Viking look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's certainly improved. Stephen, we'll ask you, what was your sort of initial reaction to when the team news was released, and do you think immediately Lee Johnson got it correct?
Well, definitely. I mean, I was concerned, obviously, midfield. I saw Ledbetter come in. I thought, and Power, and I thought, is it going to be slow? With Scour not being in as well. Because he's played pretty decent the last few games, and of course, Vaughan's. Sat thinking, oh dear, but again, it worked out all right. I mean, Sanderson had a great game at the back. So without Bailey Wright being there, that was a bit of a concern. But we were sharp going forward, or we just moved the ball faster. We were at them all the time. That was the main thing today. We moved it faster throughout the game.
I think one other thing as well. When Earl got that yellow card early on, and we scored from the resultant free kick, not entirely sure whether Ledbetter knew the ball was. Whether Ledbetter knew the ball was coming to him, whether they practiced it, or they practiced it that well just to make it look that nonchalant. But for him to, for that set of play, and to me, it kind of forgave. I kind of forgave him a little bit for the two wayward side passes that he played in the first half as well, where he actually looked like he put us into a spot of bother, on both occasions. But bear in mind that the likes of Ledbetter aren't getting any younger. He seems to perform week in, week out, and he's really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dan, we'll ask you. We'll ask you quickly before we move on. What did you think of the sort of the starting lineup as soon as it was announced?
Yeah, I was a bit sceptical because Scarn was on the bench, and I think he'd been doing fairly well in the recent games. And obviously Vokin started, which I wasn't expecting. McFad's in the concussion, so he wasn't in the squad at all. So yeah, I was surprised by a few of those, and obviously the formation as well that came out of nowhere. But I mean, he's proved today that he's got sort of plan Bs, I guess, and he's got different tactics that he can use, and it's worked perfectly. So fair play to him, because I was shocked and I wasn't exactly buzzing with the lineup and the formation, but he's proved us all wrong, and he's got a great result. So yeah, I mean, as long as we play like that every week, I don't care what formation we're playing or who's playing. I mean, because that was just brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Stephen, I think you just touched on it earlier when you were just talking about the defence. The defence played well. We're missing nearly all of our defenders. Josh, who came on the pre-match stream from Speak Sunderland, he said one thing he noticed on Bailey Wright's wife's Instagram. She showed like her breakfast, and there were two bowls. There were two. So he's like, oh, obviously Bailey Wright hasn't travelled if he's having breakfast of her back in Durham or whatever.
Hopefully, anyway.
Hopefully it's Bailey Wright.
So as well.
I don't know what else. But yeah, we're missing a lot of central defenders. Our only fit central defender is Dion Sanderson. So I'll just put the question up to everyone. What did we sort of think about how the defence played today?
Sorry, carry on. Carry on.
Go on, Graham. Do you want to go first?
I think bearing in mind the position that we're in, and bearing in mind that I've mentioned already, O'Nien got a yellow card early on. That could have gone so many different ways today. It really could have done. And I think they accounted for themselves really well. The only thing I will say is that, and take nothing away from Burton Albion, because they are our bogey team. It was Burton Albion. Ethan Dixon's just said it on the stream there. Sanderson was tremendous. I think he played really well. I think there was one thing. There was only one thing in the whole game where he left himself lacking, like a tiny bit. But the rest of it, he was absolutely outstanding. Really outstanding.
Yeah. Stephen, do you tell us about your opinions on the defence?
Well, I think I agree with Graham there about Sanderson. I mean, he covered everything, and like look, O'Nien, that's the only thing with him is he's picking them yellow cards up. That's a bit of a concern. But I mean, considering who's out from that defence, I think we did pretty well today. And obviously, Vokins, as the game went on, I mean, he just seemed to improve. So that's a good thing, definitely. We know he can come in now, and he's getting. I think he's getting used to the league. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, can't fault anyone at the back really. I mean, they very rarely got past us, did they? It's only a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they are bottom of the division. They are there for a reason, aren't they? But they're still, the game's got to be won, regardless of beating people this season, haven't they? Like, I think they've beaten Hull, haven't they? I believe. Is that right? So,
I think so.
I've actually got. Here we are with the teams. I've got a note. Doncaster drew 3-3 with Hull City, but sorry, God, where was I?
He meant
I know. He meant Burton beating Hull. Yeah. Sorry, Sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost here. I was just too busy reading through the live chat.
All
Sorry,
right,
Graham, did you want to respond anywhere in there with what Stephen was saying about the defence?
I don't think I disagree with anybody. The only thing I would say is that we haven't mentioned McLaughlin. And I think McLaughlin had a really good game as well.
Yeah.
Some of his little touches on the ball, just like knocking it. But there was a couple like little 1-2s to bring the ball out of the back, and you were just like, "This is," he just looked like a completely different player to what we've seen like at the beginning of the season to now. And spot on, absolutely spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got sorry, someone just said it earlier. Chris Scott said Wright is out for a few weeks, which is worrying. But yeah, if he's out for a few weeks. Dan, the defense today. Oh, sorry, Graham.
I was going to say that's a lot of breakfast bowls we'll be saying.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I said earlier just before anyone came on. I mean, it was quality. I thought McLaughlin, as I said, I think McLaughlin deserves some praise because we're all keen to praise 09, and I know I love 09. I thought he was brilliant as always, but I mean, he's always good. Whereas McLaughlin, I thought today he really was quality for me. I don't think he played very well against Lincoln because he was in the fullback role, and I just think him playing right centre half for back three is just the perfect position for him because he's got the support from the other players. So yeah, I thought he was brilliant, and fair play to Lee Burge as well. Don't forget him. He's clearly our best goalie now. He made the two or three very good saves today. I thought that's kept us in the game. So yeah, you can't. Bailey Wright's out for a few weeks, but today we've proved that we have got the players that can still do the job and successfully keep a clean sheet.
You know, Dan, and I entirely agree. Everybody talks about Charlie White and his confidence, and the fact that he's standing up and he's scoring goals, etc. I do think that exactly the same is true of Lee Bird as well. I think he's got a confidence thing going on as well. And if we can start getting it running through the whole team, as it appears it is, then we back-to-back wins. We'll play Fleetwood on Tuesday. It's looking good. It really is looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a good bit of momentum now. Dan, you've someone just said Carl Stewart. Dan looks like one of our players. I think you'll find Carl
every week.
He looks more like one of AFC Wimbledon's players that was playing today. Paul, you've
probably better than him.
Yeah, you probably are. Yeah, Paul, you joined us. What was your sort of take on today's game?
Yeah, I thought I'd get my reaction before my girlfriend gets back and gets the whip back, and I've got to do the dishes and stuff like that. I think I've just been listening to you guys, like as you were talking, and you're spot on. I think everybody's of the same wavelength today, the same thought process of like what a performance. It's good to get the result, but the performance as well. Getting both together is always a bonus when it comes to Sunderland. Dan, especially with the defenders, hitting the nail right on the head. They've been brilliant today, considering they're not our normal first-team defenders in them positions. O'Neill, excellent. McLaughlin, brilliant. Sanderson, I can't rate them enough, to be honest with you. So there's going to be lots of competition for places in the future for them positions, even when Billy Wright's fully fit again, I would say, and Willis. But I think Willis is quite far off, to be honest. But midfield, everybody played well. I think Volkins was a little bit, probably he didn't have a bad game, but he was a little bit of a weak link at times. And even Grant Ledbetter gave it away some terrible balls a couple of times. But they're the only negatives I can think of, really. As for McGeady, that's McGeady, and he's doing the job. Colin, give us a wave.
That's better.
Can't believe he's smiling for a change.
Absolutely.
But that's basically it for me. I just wanted to say, fantastic result. Hopefully, this is the momentum we need. This is the consistency we need. It's another clean sheet. So come on, the lads. I think we've gone into sixth, haven't we? We've gone into the playoff position. So we could just work that little bit harder and try and go for automatic promotion. For me, it's still more than possible.
Over 50 points left yet, Ryan. That's a long way to go yet. Long way to go yet.
Yeah. definitely. But
Yeah,
anyway, I'm just going to go straight back out there. I just wanted to say cracking show already, and I'll see you later on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
see you
go
later.
Yes,
Thank you,
Paul.
guys.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Yeah. Colin, you've just joined us after watching the game today. What's your reaction?
Yeah, I was very pleased with it, to be fair. With the patched up side, especially at the back, I know Burton have been at bottom of the league, but they've been playing well and getting some results lately. So it was a bit of a worry to think with that side, if they've got players that can hurt us. I know that they were quite a tall side, and we usually struggle against tall sides. But I thought overall we did well. They marshalled them quite well at the back, and the goals were brilliant. They were all really well taken goals. So yeah, we've got to be happy. We seem to be playing quite well. You can see the momentum building. You can see the confidence building in the side, and it's a good time to go on a run. Just as the running starts, that's what we need to do: go on a run and keep this going. And not, I mean, to be fair, I'm even starting to think about the top two now. We're slowly but surely creeping to a bit closer.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see us. I mean, I don't know if it's just me being overly positive, like, but you know, I'll settle for the playoffs now, if I'm honest. But I was happy with the performance today. I thought they did well. I thought they did really well, because it could have been a banana skin game. That.
Yeah, could have definitely.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of banana skins, I mean, did you see how many times Burton players slipped over? Like every single time they were slipping over. Like in the first half, you know, that number 5 guy, he looks a bit like Rag and Bone Man, you know, the singer. Him, he was slipping over so much. A lot of their players, and when they're trying to do what we did like the last few games of playing these short goal kicks. Every time they did, they actually kept giving the ball away. But so you know that. Yeah, that was a benefit for us. But I just want to ask you, Colin, we were just speaking about it earlier. Our defenders today, we've actually only got one central defender actually fit, and that was Sanderson playing. Obviously, we played a back three. How did you think? How did you think they got on?
For me, I thought he was immense. I really do. For such a young lad on loan, I just thought he was immense. He marshalled the back three to begin with. Really, it was a back three that dropped into a back five when they were attacking. But we needed him there, especially with no Willis, no Flanagan, and no Bailey Wright. Sorry. Then, for me, I was thinking about it before. He was man of the match. You can see there was lovely football. McGeady played well. Ned Bitter did well in the midfield. Some good goals scored. But for me, he was the key to it, because he was the calm that Wright normally is. And so, for me, I thought he was exceptional today. And when players are fit, they can actually struggle to get back in the side for me, because I think he is that good. He's that young. He's strong. He's athletic. Yeah. He does read the game well. 09, he's just turning into Mr. Versatility, isn't he? He can pretty much play anywhere he wants. Yeah. He's good in midfield. He's good at right back. He covers the left back. He's playing in this. I mean, the first time I saw him play in the central defence, I was worried because of his height. But he's still quite a strong lad for somebody who's not so tall. So and he
wins so many headers.
Well. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he won some headers today against people who couldn't have won headers against. And to be fair, I'm not a big fan of Vokins, but I thought that was probably his best game today. Probably could have scored as well, to be honest. Yeah, close. So overall, in a patched up defence, like you say, we've got to be happy really having a 3-0 clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we can always rely on Conor McLaughlin to be, you know, last season I had a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people didn't like him. But whenever he plays, he just seems always very composed. I mean, he's nothing special, but he never really gives the ball away. And he's always that really composed player, isn't he?
I think that's why, though. I think because, like when I mentioned the back line there, I didn't even mention him. And it's because he sort of goes under the radar and he just does the job and he does it competently. Doesn't stand out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think you're
right. For the right or wrong reasons, yeah.
I think he gets overlooked for being solid, for just being decent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to ask as well. So that's sort of the defense, but the midfield as well. Now, when the starting lineup came out, I was thinking maybe we should have started Scowen instead of Ledbetter, to speed the game up a little bit. I thought Ledbetter was slowed the game down quite a lot. I mean, Colin, we'll just come to you first. What was your sort of were you happy with the centre midfielders that started the game?
Initially, no. I wasn't very happy at all because as much as I love Ledbetter, and he is a common influence in the middle of the park, he's slow. So I tend to think if he plays, we play slower, and we haven't got that energy and the tempo in the game when he plays. And I thought at times, at first, I was going to be proved right because he gave the ball away a couple of times in dangerous positions in the first half, and was a bit slow and a bit off it, but then he scored, so all was forgiven. So, but I do think I prefer. I mean that midfield I think we had when we played Doncaster. I think it was Scowen and I think it was 09, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that looked pacey. It had something about it. They both could get the foot on the ball, but they both could get forward as well. So I'd like to see that again, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen, your opinions on that? Do you think how the central midfield played, and were you happy with who started the game?
Well, not me. No, I thought it could be very slow paced. That's what I was worried about when I saw like Power and Ledbetter together, but I was proved wrong. I mean, I'm like Colin. I would like to see Scowen and 09 again. But I think you'll probably play them against probably the better opposition. You know what I think? Like Scowen and 09. Like if you can, that is. I mean, obviously depends on who's going to come back. Yeah. I mean, Flanagan, I don't know. Is he? I mean, that's the question, really. Is any of the centre halves going to come back from injury? So, well, obviously Willis is out, and fairly right. We've already said, haven't we? 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah.
Is that how long he's going to be out for? 2 or 3 weeks? Is it?
I think so.
That's what someone said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Dan, just ask you your opinions on the midfielders that play today.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about what people thought of Power actually, because obviously he's been playing right back and he's been playing centre mid the last 2 games, but I thought he looked quite he's been quite decent the last few games, sort of doing the basics, and he hasn't been giving the ball away really, and I've quite liked him in that where he's playing. So I just wondered what you guys thought of Power again today.
Yeah,
Steve?
I thought he had a good game. Sorry, Nick.
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyone can go.
Yeah, I did honestly. I thought he had a good game. I mean, I can be critical of Max Power. Because he can be in and out of games. He can have a really good game and then go missing or just not look at it. But I agree with you. I think he had a good game today. So
yeah.
Back in his natural position, isn't it?
Yeah, Stephen.
Yeah, well, I think I agree with that. Yeah, he's very good today. Power. And back to going forward, it was pretty good. Never give the ball away. I mean, obviously Ledbetter, we said, he could have cost us a couple of times, but then he scored. But solid, I would say today. Definitely for Power.
Yeah, my opinion on Max Power as well. No, I've always, I wouldn't say rated him, but I've always known what he's sort of capable of. And when he's at his best, I think he's a really good, solid player. And what is best at is getting the balls into the box, having shots, because he's got a hell of a right foot strike on him, isn't he? And I mean, he had one shot today, I think, and it was just Burton got about 100 bodies in front of it. But I think he did. I think he did really well today. He's very, very commanding. He was a good captain today. And I think he was taken off and so was Charlie Wyke in the end to I think get them ready for Tuesday. You know, they did their job. They got the game was won. Lee Johnson was like, all right, lads, well done. Come off, and we'll get you ready for Tuesday. Yeah. So I think they all did really well today.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask, Dan?
No, I was just Power really, because I thought, we just hadn't really mentioned him yet, and I thought he's been put in the shift recently, because again, he's one of those players who I feel he's not the best player. Don't get me wrong, but a bit like McLaughlin, he does always put in a solid shift.
I think what also bodes well going forward with the squad, it's not just its depth, but its versatility. I mean, you look at how Power, we enjoyed where he played today, but he has been playing well at right back. And then you've got where 09 can play, where Conor McLaughlin can play. So there's a few players can fill in different places, you know, when injuries bite, like they have, especially at the back. So, I mean, that bodes well going forward as well. There is versatility in the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to ask as well about what you sort of thought of McGeady again today. You know, just to talk about him, Stephen. Start with you.
Well, once again, he just made things tick, didn't he? Plenty of time on the ball, apart from the yellow card foul. He was a bit late there, but that aside, once again, he just, every time he gets the ball, you think, well, he's going to do something with it, or he moves somewhere, like he crosses it in. You know, he just makes it from the paper, and then of course himself, he has a go. He comes inside and he's got a good shot on him. So once again, excellent game for McGeady.
Absolutely, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, this season you can't really fault him. I think he's got the most assists now in the league, or joint most with Honeyman. Once again, brilliant. I thought it was sensible. It was a good decision to take him off. What was it, about 60 to 70 minutes?
Yeah.
Like he's done his job, and you don't want to overdo him. Or he's getting old now, so you need to keep him fresh for the future games if you want to start him every game. So I thought it was very sensible from Lee Johnson. And like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't as good as last week, but it's quite hard to be that good every week. So again, he was brilliant again today. I just like how he can sort of shift onto his either foot, almost and get a shot away so quickly. And he nearly scored again today. So quality from him again.
Absolutely. Colin, opinions on McGeady?
Yeah, I'm just so pleased he's back in the squad, in the side. I mean, you can't have a player with that much quality not in your side, can you? Really, he's got to be one of not the best, if not the best, in that position in the league. And for Parkinson to just continually give him the cold shoulder, continually say, "No, you're not playing in the side." He is the manager. It's up to him to manage his players. So he should have been saying, "Right, listen, I'm the manager. This is what's going to happen. Yes, you're going to play." You know, regardless of what's going on in the background with the young ones, we're not privy to exactly what happened. But he should have been playing, and it cost us. And to have him back now, it's like having a new signing.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, his assists, if it's not the best in the league, it's just about. And we've been missing that. And I remember when we first went down into League One, his creativity was key to some of the games we've won and some of these goals. And when we were playing under Parkinson, how many times were we saying we've got no creativity? There's nothing going forward. And he's come back, and it's not just him personally. Once he plays well, it rubs off on the rest of the players. They sort of lose the game as well. So, you know, I'm delighted he's back in the side, and I'm delighted he's in good form as well. So, yeah, really good.
Yeah, I think McGeady's a lot sharper now, isn't he? Like he was lacking a little bit of pace when he first came in, and that was understandable because he hadn't played for however long. But now he really is. He really is getting his stride, and he's putting in these fantastic crosses, left or right foot as well. And that's the key thing. Not a lot of players can do. Doesn't matter. He can have a hell of a shot on his left foot, and a hell of a shot on his right foot. Yeah. And you just think, what actually was Parkinson doing? And even McGeady said in an interview with Nick Barnes after I think it was the Doncaster game, he said, "If only Phil Parkinson let me in last season, didn't loan me out to Charlton." He said, because he knows himself, he was like, "I would have got us promoted easy," you know. And we look back now and think, but it's happened now, and McGeady's back, and this is hopefully he can get us up this season. I just want to bring in the live chat here. Obviously, can you please give us the thumbs up if you do enjoy what you see? Very much appreciated. Alyssa Rao says Honeyman and Hendo both came off with injuries today as well. That's a shame. I hope Hendo's okay. Also, Ethan Dixon as well. McGeady woke up and shows violence, that tackle for the yellow. Do you know what? Today's game, I've never seen so many yellow cards in my life. There was like 10 or 11, and it wasn't just the players. Jamie McAllister got one. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank got one as well.
Yeah.
It was a violent game, wasn't it?
That's what you want to see.
I don't know if it was violent or not. I think it was in parts, but I think the referee wanted to be.
It was frantic.
Of attention as well, mind. I think.
Yeah.
Once he pulled the first yellow card out quite early on, then he set a precedent.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also strange how obviously when that player was sent off for pushing O'Brien, I mean it was a second yellow over the advertising board. I mean it's absolutely crazy how the person who actually started the fight with O'Brien wasn't even booked.
Yeah. Well, that always happens, isn't it?
And he got booked late.
Yeah, he got booked eventually, didn't he?
He got booked later on, so he would have been sent off. Yeah.
He should have been sent off.
Yeah.
He was the ref that he was the ref that he sent off when we played Peterborough and we lost 3-0. He sent off Wyke and O'Nien, and he was just sent off. He sent off Max Power against Walsall as well. So we've got history with him giving out red cards, and I'm pretty sure those cards got overturned as well. So he's always loves making big decisions. That ref.
All right.
Yeah.
Is he the Mike Dean of League One? Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently, League One referees are like part time, like they're not even full time because they don't even earn a big enough salary in League One. You can see why.
Yeah. You can tell the gulf in class between the referees is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to ask as well? Do you think Burton going down to 10 men really did affect the game that much? Because as soon as they got someone sent off, they actually started to come into the game a little bit more, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they actually did well with 10 men.
Yeah,
I did. I was pleased for the third goal, to be honest.
Yeah,
because I think if they'd made it 2-1, I think we would have been a bit worried about settling for another point.
Yeah.
I think they would have come at us with 10 men and thought we've got no to lose. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was pleased with Charlie White to get another one.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen, what did you think? Got the red card? Did it really do much to the game for you?
Yeah, what I thought they would, would to do them over, but they did come stronger, definitely. They seem to have the extra man instead of us for a certain section of the game, and then obviously, I think he did the right thing when he brought the subs on. That changed it with Jones coming on and then putting that ball through to Wyke. I mean, it was quality, definitely. And he had one before that, didn't he? By Wyke, I think he hit the post. He shot from distance, and Wyke just hit off the post. So yeah, they did have that period before the subs came on where they did come back into the game and controlled it a bit more. But then he did the right thing, bring the subs on, and then that changed it again, didn't it? So good move by Lee Johnson.
Absolutely. I'll just fix that. There's quite a lot of questions coming in on the live chat at the moment. I'll get to them in a minute. We've had someone waiting to come in for quite a while. We've got Rosie. Rosie, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for waiting. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
What's your instant reaction to the game today?
I thought that the 3 points is well deserved, especially after beating Lincoln City on penalties, which is a complete shock for the first time beating someone on penalties. But the performance from all the players from Sunderland have been tremendous. I really enjoyed the match, especially with Charlie White scoring again. Grant Ledbetter, that free kick was brilliant. The pass and then Grant scoring because I know that there's been negativity about him recently, that he hasn't been playing well. But he proved his point and stepped up to the mark today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going back to the penalty shootout that we won. I mean, first of all, during that game, I don't know if any of you saw, but I did get a little bit excited when Wyke made it 1-1, and also when Ledbetter won the game. I'm not too sure why I was, but I just was. The excitement of getting to Wembley again was great. But yeah, it was. Yeah, as you say, Rosie, yeah, winning that game, I don't remember the last time we got a full house in penalties was, 5 out of 5. So, yeah, it was fantastic to win that game and take the momentum into this game. I just want to bring in the live chat because some people have been asking questions, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna get back to them here. Ethan Dixon asks a good question. Going back to us talking about McGeady, if McGeady started the season instead of coming back in December, would we be top 2? That's a big what if question. Stephen, we'll start with you. What do you think?
Oh, well, again, that's on the manager, isn't it? I mean, if Johnson had been in, I think we might have been top 2. But Parkinson, I don't know. See, I don't think the system Parkinson was playing didn't suit McGeady. To me. I mean, Johnson's, it's more his cup of tea, isn't it? He's given them that role in the midfield, and that's why I think we're getting the best out of him. That's just my opinion, anyway. So,
okay, yeah, fair enough. Colin, do you think if McGeady was started the season with us back in September is when the season started, do you think we'd be in a better off position than we are now?
I agree with what he's just said there, to be honest with you. It's a big if, in it. I think we probably could have been playing better, but because of his creativity, but would have been any further up the league? I don't think so, to be honest with you. Not under Parkinson, not under his style of play. His style of play was more keep the ball, stop them scoring, and then we'll try and hit them on the break occasionally. In a team with no pace, it was impossible. So I don't know. I'm glad he's back. That's all I'll say. I'm glad he's back. And I just want to see him stay fit and continue his form. And then we might have a chance of maybe getting the top 2 or at least the playoffs. I don't think we can really dwell on he wasn't there, like you said before. That's gone now. So let's just look forward and hope he stays fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan, we'll come to you. Do you think we'll be in a better position now if McGeady started the season with us?
No, I don't think so. Because Parkinson was just, no matter, he could have had bloody Messi and Ronaldo play, and he might still have drawn 1-1. So, I mean, I don't think he would have made much of a difference with that manager, because as I think one of you said, if it was Lee Johnson, then yeah, probably. But with Parkinson, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Just no. I just don't think he would have. One player would have affected the way he plays or had that much of an impact. Because as well as obviously didn't like him, so he obviously had something against him. So that's why he didn't play him in the first place. And I don't think McGeady would want to play. Say it was Parkinson, he might not have played in the same way under that manager, because the manager makes a big difference on the player as well. Because if you like or get on with a manager, you're going to want to play for them, put in that extra 10% for them. You're more likely to do if you get along with them. So I think we'd still be in a similar position, to be honest.
Yeah,
absolutely. Rosie, come to you. Do you think we'd be in a better position if McGeady was in the team earlier?
Well, under Phil Parkinson, I would say no. But now we've got Lee Johnson in and we've got the new owners. I actually think we could actually end up getting promoted this season if we show the determination and continue the way we're playing and make sure that we're winning games and not drawing. I know that sometimes we might get draws, but if we continue the way we're playing like we have the last 3 games, I think we can get promoted this season.
Yeah. what everyone's saying, I hear what you're saying. Of I know Parkinson was the manager and whatever, but I still think in games where a game that always sticks out in my head was Charlton away, and we just I don't know what it was. Just no one could. Wyke wasn't in form then, he wasn't playing. No, it was we were just relying on Aidan O'Brien and Danny Graham. Yeah, I think in games like that where we could have had a really dangerous cross coming to the box for the other team. I think at times like that, I think McGeady, if he was there, I can think of many times we've thrown a lead away, we've dropped points, and if McGeady was on that pitch, I know for certain that there was that. I could go back. Oh, there was that chance they had. If McGeady was there, you would have scored. McGeady would have put that cross into. It's little fine margins, but I think if McGeady was on the pitch for those games, I do think that I don't think we may be in a little bit of a better position. Maybe might be even the Championship if he played last season, because I think he did all right. But yeah, so that's a good question.
Still would have missed his assist there.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. You've got to rely on people to put the goals away, but the more crosses into the box, the more chance you got of scoring. So I'm quite far behind on the live chat. John Bradley, first time watching, guys. Good show. Thank you, John. If you do enjoy it, then please subscribe and hit the like button. Chris Scott again, excellent show, lads. Thank you. What have we got here? Yep, been through that. Sorry, someone just asked quite a good question here. Do you think? Here's one. Now, obviously, Maguire came on a sub, and I think he's fallen out of favour. Well, he's out of favour anyway with Lee Johnson. Do you think there's a place for Maguire going forward? Stephen, we'll just start with you again.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's short enough for a while, and that's the main thinking there. I think the Lincoln game was probably the best he's played when he's come on. I mean, he set up. He was part of the goal, wasn't he? But other than that, he hasn't shown enough, and I think that's what Johnson's thinking with him. I mean, it's up to him, really, isn't it? I mean, he's got a Wembley final coming up. I mean, is he going to show Johnson that he's still capable of doing? We know he's a good on his day. He's a good player, but is he going to show him that he is that? Otherwise, he's obviously going out the door, isn't he? I mean, that's just my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, last season left with his contract, so he could be right there.
Yeah.
Colin, Maguire, what do you think?
He's one of my favourite players, to be fair, when he's on it. When he's on it, he's virtually unplayable as well. He's good at keeping the ball. He knows where the goal is. He's a good hard worker, gives 100%. I love some of the intricate play in and around the edge of the boxes, the little triangle passes that in tight areas that he's good at. When he's like that, I wish he was playing. But then he can have games where he goes completely missing, looks disinterested, balls bouncing off him. Yeah. So, I do think there's definitely a place for him. And if it was up to me, I'd keep him. Yeah, I think he's an excellent squad player, an impact player that can come on with 20 minutes to go. And if he can start to show the form we know he's capable of, there is a place in the side for him, I think, because he is a good attacking player on form. And I think Lee Johnson would recognise that. He likes attacking players. So I do think at the minute he's just a squad player, and he's gonna come on and make an impact, hopefully. But I used to love watching him play constantly in the first couple of seasons, and he was banging the goals in, and we all loved him. And you know what I mean. So I'm not sure whether he will settle for that role, whether he wants to just be that big part player. I think he likes to be in the side, but he's got to prove it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you say with the he is a quality player, and he has these inconsistent runs, but he also had them in the last two seasons as well. I think if we think back to about February of 2019. Where he was just out of the squad by Jack Ross. Him and Ozturk, they were just sort of they brought him along on the coach just for a bit of backup. And then he came on remember against Accrington Stanley at home, and he put a cross in, and then he just changed the game a bit. And then we think, well, here we go, when Maguire's in good form, then he's brilliant. And as you say, Colin, one of your favourite players when he's on it. But then he has these massive inconsistent runs where he's just another player. It's just very frustrating, and he can come on and give the ball away quite a lot of times. And we all know Maguire quite well, but we'll get Dan's opinion on it as well. Dan, your opinion on Maguire as well? Is there a place for him in the team?
Unfortunately, I think his reign as king might be over.
Charlie White's the new king.
Yeah. For me, I don't see him getting a new contract. You don't see often giving contracts to players of his age. I think he's not been involved. I don't really see Lee Johnson's. I don't think he's in his plans. Don't get me wrong. On his day, the first season, I thought he was probably our best player. He got us into those playoffs, and he scored some great goals. Scored a hat trick once as well. Obviously, in the playoff semi-final, he scored that good volley against Pompey. But I think his race is run. I've got to be honest. He's just not the same player. He looks unfit to me as well. Whenever I see, I guess obviously not playing often does reduce your match sharpness and your fitness, but he just looks like he's gone off the rails a bit in terms of his fitness. And so he's a decent player to have around the team this season, maybe, but I don't see him. He's not going to be a better player this season than Jones off the bench, I don't think. You could argue Diamond as well. So it's just I don't really see where the spot is for him, and especially now you've got to try and get run together with a consistent team. So I'll be honest, he probably won't ever start a game again for us. So I think at the end of the season, he probably won't get a new contract. But he's been a good servant to the club. I've got to give him that.
Yeah.
In terms of what he's done for us in League One. I mean, he's a solid player, but I guess all good things must come to an end, and I guess you want to end it before it gets almost silly, because you want to remember the good times, the good things he has done for us. So I wouldn't give him a new contract.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying, Dan. Of course, and I think it's such a shame, really, of what's going on now. But who's to say that Maguire isn't going to come on in the next game, and Lee Johnson's going to go, I'll bring Maguire on to just kill off the game, and he might put in that really good cross, and he might score that really good goal. Then he might get on a little bit earlier in the next game, and he might start playing well again. He might go on. There might be one last run of good form in him. He might come on and just start. I don't know. It just might start scoring some goals again. And I mean, he scored 6. I mean, just remember, he has actually scored 6 goals in all competitions this season as well. I mean, 3 goals in the league and 3 in the Papa John's. But still, I think who's to say there isn't another bit of form, good form in him at the moment? He's just in a bit of bad form. But yeah, so that's Chris Maguire done really. So overall, at the moment we should keep him as a squad player, but by all means bring him on to kill off the game, and if there's another good bit of form in him, then we'll stick him back in the team. But yeah, I think we can all agree it will be his last season at the club, and he's sort of getting to that age now. All right, so thank you, John, for that question. Move on now. It was a very good question. Alyssa Rouse sort of asked something got to do with Sunderland, but a little bit just more about football. It's a big paragraph with like Lincoln's goal in the semi-final, obviously not being a goal because of the throw-in. Yeah, that's true. I was very angry about that on the stream. I don't know if you saw. What do you think about VAR? If VAR was in the league, it would never have been allowed. Well, Dan, you're more of the you're really into football, into the Premier League and all of that. So we'll get your opinion first. Do you think VAR would work well in the league that we're in?
To be honest with you, it's not working too well in the Premier League, so I'm not sure why you'd want to introduce it into the lower leagues. I don't see it happening. I mean, I feel like there's potential for VAR to be brilliant, but it's not quite there yet. It does do some great things, but I feel like they almost sort of look at the wrong things at times and use it for stuff that doesn't really. For example, like the ball going up for throw-in, like I think they would use it for that. Yet they get some other decisions wrong or don't look at. I feel it's very inconsistent what decisions they look at and what they don't look at. And to be honest, it probably depends on the officials on the day as well. I feel like it can be very subjective depending on the what's going on in the game. But yeah, like it's a tough one because it is great for the offsides, for the close offsides, you know, and obviously the really, really close ones. It's almost a bit like, it is a bit silly because sometimes it gets so tight, and obviously it's the question whether is it VAR that's wrong, or is it the rules? Is it the rules that are wrong? But yeah, I don't see it. It won't come down the lower leagues. For the Premier League, they make a few changes, and it could be brilliant, but it's just not quite there yet for me.
Yeah. Colin, get your opinion on it quickly. VAR in this league.
I absolutely hate VAR. I hate it. Full stop. I understand what you're saying, and I think there is potential there for it to be brilliant. You're right, I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's anywhere near the finished article yet. And I'm pleased we haven't got it, and I'm pleased if we go up the Championship, we still haven't got it. And you know, if we ever make it back to the Premier League, I hope they've actually sorted it out, because I do think it's killing football, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think when players are scoring a goal and then not celebrating because they're waiting to see whether VAR is going to change it, terrible. And even for the fans, I mean, I know we haven't got them in the ground at the minute, but if they were in the ground, they'd be celebrating, stopping, celebrating. That enthusiasm, that euphoria would be just lost. And I do think it doesn't come down to how good the VAR is. It's who is interpreting
definitely.
in the actual wherever they are doing it. I don't know where.
Stockley Park.
Stockley Park, yeah. I think it basically comes down to that person's interpretation, because I've seen decisions where you go, well, that can't be right. Do you know that surely can't be right? And then it's a goal's disallowed. I mean, the classic one for me was the other night, Fulham against West Ham, 94th minute, and I can't remember the lad's name, but he got sent off for elbowing Mitrovic.
Oh yeah.
And it was clear to everybody that he just knocked him. He accidentally did it.
Yeah, he was trying to put his arm behind him, wasn't he? He was looking over here, and then he just went like that.
Yeah.
And then it's so like light in his face, so soft.
That's Mike Dean for you.
And then for him to be sent off, I just think that is so wrong.
It got overturned. It got overturned almost immediately as well.
It could. I mean, that was the 94th minute. That could have had a massive effect on the game if it was in the 30th minute or the 60th minute. So, to be fair, I don't like it. I wish they'd just leave it to the. That's why the linesmen are there. That's why the fourth officials there. That's why the referee is there to control the game. They're going to miss things. We've had football for 100 and odd years, and we've always dealt with it. So unless they can sort these problems out that is spoiling the game, then I'd rather just get rid of it, to be honest.
Yeah. Go on, Dan.
I was just going to say, could you imagine Ji Dong Wong's famous goal against Man City?
He
scores that, and it's absolute pandemonium. You know, everything's going mental. Last minute winner, and then, oh no, sorry, what's that? Oh, offside, and then the whole move just completely killed. And like, because that's ridiculous.
That's exactly what I mean. That sort of thing, really. Yeah.
But that actually happened to Man City, didn't it? When they were in the Champions League quarter final against Tottenham, and Sterling scored in like the last minute to make it like whatever scores to Man City to send them through, and they were going absolutely mental. The fans were nearly on the pitch. Pep Guardiola was jumping in the air, and then they just went, "Oh, hang on a minute, there was an offside just in the build-up." And we'll just
10 minutes
later.
I mean,
and you think as well. Go on, Colin.
Sorry, I'm not saying there was, but can you imagine if there'd been some sort of infringement in the build-up to the Aguero goal when he?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine it?
Yeah. Just exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And as you say earlier, Dan, with the Ji Dong Won goal, I can think of many, you know, if we had VAR, when we beat the Mags away 3-0 back in 2013, had VAR been there, they certainly wouldn't have ruled Papi Cissé's equalising goal out, because that was onside. And also, can I just say, David Vaughan's screamer of a goal, about a millimetre of his foot was offside. So if VAR would have been there, they would have ruled that goal out. So you can, and how mental the fans went that day when Vaughan scored that goal. Imagine if they just went, "Oh no, sorry, it's offside." You know, that's just killing, as you say, killing football. Hopefully,
I don't know how that ended out, man. I don't know how they get it to where they need it to be, because you're either offside or you're onside, or I think it's just the silly decisions like that West Ham one that needs to, there needs to be some common sense about it, and not just that person's particular interpretation. So I hope they eventually get it right, because I do think it's spoiling football.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we just sort of, that brings us to the end, really. I had my notebook. I was just going to ask everyone for some score predictions for who we're playing Tuesday. Fleetwood Town. That's the one.
That's
Fleetwood. The one. Fleetwood Town. Right. Okay.
What was their score today, by the way?
1-1.
The Drew, did they? 1-1. Right.
Got the results here, actually. Fleetwood, 1-1 with Charlton. Yeah.
There you go.
All right then. So I just want to let everyone know before I actually got the score prediction correct today. I did say 3-0 to Sunderland. Well, I did say Charlie White was going to score 3 goals, but it doesn't matter. That was just for bonus points, but I did get the score prediction correct. So
he's losing form, just getting the 1, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But all right then. So we're playing Fleetwood on Tuesday, but then on Saturday, who are we playing? Do you know? Have a little look. I think I can. Crew away. Yeah. All right then. So I guess we'll just get everyone's while we're here. We'll get everyone's score predictions for that game. Colin, we'll start with you. Fleetwood on Tuesday.
I'm going to go for 3-0. There's the Joy Boyne effect gone.
Yes, you've got the Simon Grayson effect now. Oh dear me. Any particular goal scorers? Charlie White hat-trick, or
we could say Charlie White, couldn't we? Charlie White. I'll say Charlie White get 1. I'll say either McGeady will get 1, and I fancy for some reason Jordan Jones to get 1.
Fair enough. And what about Crew away as well on this week, Saturday? Next week.
I think that'll be quite a tough game, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go for 2-1 there to us.
Yeah. Stephen, we'll come to you for your score predictions. Everyone in the chat as well, tell us your score predictions as well.
I would say probably 2-0 win for Fleetwood.
Oh,
for Fleetwood to win.
No, for Sunderland to win.
Oh my god!
I was going to say.
I meant Fleetwood away. Yeah, and the Crew game, I think it'll be a 3-1 away win for the. Was it home? Can't remember. Yeah,
it's Fleetwood's at home, Crew's away.
Oh right, so like 2-0 home win for Fleetwood, and the obviously Crew 3-1 away win.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, nice. Dan, your score predictions Tuesday and Saturday.
I'm gonna go. I want to be bold, I'm gonna push the boat out. Right, Fleetwood. I'm gonna go 1-0 win.
Yeah.
For win like a little nice 1-0 home win. 3 points, clean sheet, and then Crew. I don't know, because I feel like they were decent when we played. We only beat them 1-0, but then again they did lose some players. I believe they lost Perry and G, which is one of their best players, to Cardiff in January. I feel like they're probably gonna be poor. So I'm gonna go. Shall I go big?
Go wherever you want.
I'm gonna go 4-0.
Oh.
Fair enough.
With him.
I was just tell you my prediction then for this for these upcoming games. So on Tuesday against Fleetwood, obviously we've actually never beaten Fleetwood, have we? After being in League One, but I think we're actually going to play them and we're going to smash them. We're going to tear them to bits. So I'm going to say 4-0. I was thinking 5-0, but I'm going to just be a bit more realistic and say 4-0. And for Crew away, I think it will be very similar to. I think the way I can compare it to the last season when we beat Wickham at home 4-0, and then we went to Tranmere away, and then it was a very scrappy game. We managed to beat them 1-0. I think it's going to be a very similar game to that. Yeah. Honestly, it was awful. Yeah. So I'm going to say 1-0 to Sunderland against Crew. So if that's 4-0 against Fleetwood and 1-0.
Swap the other way around.
Yeah. But basically, yeah, they are. But yeah, so those are our score predictions. All predicting wins. Very, very optimistic. Are we getting promoted
through the playoffs?
Through the playoffs?
Yeah.
I would say playoffs. I reckon because of no fans for some reason. It's just meant to be, isn't it? We're gonna win it. We've got to win at Wembley soon rather than later.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It'll probably be when there's no one there. But don't worry, because KLD will be there with his mum, his beautiful mother, who I believe is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon we will.
Let's look forward to hopefully get back next season in the Championship or back in the stadium. Hopefully.
Yeah. The future is bright with KLD at the Stadium of Light. There you
Hopefully.
go.
Oh,
that was very good. Just want to include people in the chat. Alyssa Rao, 2-0 win, Sunderland win for both. Les Burgess, 2-0 win against Fleetwood and 1-0 against Crew. Paul's prediction is 2-0 win against Fleetwood and 2-0 win against Crew. So I think a lot of people think it's going to be a 6-pointer by this time next week. But yeah, that really does just bring us to the end. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Stephen and Colin for coming on.
All right, thanks.
Thank you everyone previously for coming on as well, who's come on and left us. But yeah, really, really all appreciate it. We'll see you all for a pre-match live stream on Tuesday for the Fleetwood game. But yeah, so for now, we'll see everyone later. Good winter day.
Right.
How are the lads? Well, lads.